Hi folks, so there's my glue gun which I've just been using. It's extremely hot still at the moment, so I'll let that cool down for now. So ta-da! There we go, that project finally done. I finally got it finished. Finally got the glue sticks, so they are now stuck on there. Pretty cool. Yeah, so there we go, that's my little prep project. Prep project, I love it. So that's my little prep project, yeah, not bad. I mean, I know it's not perfect, and I can see a load of different things that I could have done differently and what have you, but yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. It looks alright. Now whether they'll actually allow it to be hanging in the shop is another matter. The shop, by the way, I've not been able to show you. Maybe I should have done. I didn't think at the time. But the shop is being revamped. It's still open and everything. They're working as the shop's still open, you know what I mean? So they're doing it piecemeal, I guess. And I guess they're doing it overnight when the shop is actually closed. And maybe in quiet periods they're doing little bits and bobs or whatever. But they're revamping the whole shop. It's getting a whole new look. Well, I'll say a whole new look. I mean, essentially the brickwork, instead of being just bare brickwork, they're whitewashing the brickwork. I say whitewashing. It's not like the whitewash that I would know where you touch and it comes off on your hand. I'm sure it's more of a permanent sort of paint that they're using. But you get what I'm saying. It's like the whole brickwork. The brickwork's still there. And of course, it's not real brickwork. You know, it's that sort of, whatever they call it. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, yeah, so like the brickwork is all being whitewashed essentially. New flooring, new tables, new chairs. We've got new where you get your sugar and milk. Sorry, your sugar. If you've ever been in a Pret, you'll know what I mean. And so all that's brand spanking new. It looks like there's new. Not new doors necessarily, but they're putting new, again, I can't remember, laminate on the doors. So the doors are all being laminated with this sort of like, it looks, to me, it looks like oak effect, essentially. It's like an oak look. That's what it looks like to me. I couldn't swear to it. I'm not a wood expert necessarily, but that's what it makes me think of. It kind of looks like a white oak look to it. But anyway, if you've ever been in some of the newer Prets, essentially you'll know exactly what the look I'm talking about. If you have if any of you guys have ever been in some of the newer Prets, so if you've got a Pret that's opened up just recently around near where you are or whatever, then that's the look that our shop's getting. So the whole thing's just been revamped, repainted, and all the rest of it, and redecorated, and the whole shebang. And I noticed today under the stairs there's some artwork, Pret artwork, but you know, sort of like presumably it's going to be more of a permanent pieces of artwork that will be there for a while. So seems like an ideal time to sort of like stick my oar in and see if they'll. I doubt it though, because it's not going to be. It's not like top quality. Flipping, I'm an amateur. Do you know what I mean? I'm no professional. You know, those cups are rather dirty now as well. You know what I mean? Look, dirt mark on there, and you know what I mean. And you know, Pret's got a high standard. At the end of the day, they've always held themselves to a high standard. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess, you know, whatever. Whether it stays here or whether it goes in the shop, I'm pleased with it. I'm happy with it. It's like I say, I know it's not. It ain't no Van Gogh, that's for sure. But. And it never will be. I can't see that being sat in the Louvre or something in a 50, 200 years time being worth millions and millions. I can never see that being the case. Or any of my artwork, to be perfectly honest with you. I dream about that. I do. I think to myself, oh, wouldn't it be great if one of my pieces of artwork, or any of them, was like 200 years from now, was sat in some prestigious art gallery like the Louvre or wherever, doesn't have to be there, but whatever, sat in some famous art gallery, and it being worth millions and millions and millions. Do you know what I mean? That would be, you know, I mean, like I said, I highly doubt that will ever happen. Do you know what I mean? But I can't, a part of me, and I suppose it's the ego in me, we've all got ego, do you know what I mean? And yeah, there's a part of me would think to myself, wow, that would be so cool. Do you know what I mean? It's like, whoa, wow, man. I mean, I don't know, that'd just be, oh, wow. Anyway, like I said, I doubt very much that's ever going to happen. But still, you know, one can dream. There's no harm in dreaming. You know what I mean? And so, you know, that's always been my little dream. That, you know, after I've long gone, that, you know, my artwork, like Van Gogh's or Da Vinci's, do you know what I mean? That I know it's very egotistical. Flipping out, I couldn't say that very well. It's very egotistical of me, I know. But, you know, like I said, what's the harm in dreaming? I know it's never going to happen, so there's no harm in dreaming about that, I guess. But anyway, yeah. Right, sorry, let me just turn this light out for now. Did I show you the canvas that I got? I can't remember. Oh, let me show you the... See, look, this, by the way, this is the one I just bought today. And as you can see, it's a smaller version of one of these. And that's £7. The big versions in there, they're... I think they're £11. I think. Maybe I should have bought one of those. Maybe I should have just gone for one of these instead of getting the little one. But I wasn't sure what I was going to buy, you see. I knew I wanted to get a couple of other things. I was thinking of getting a new brush. I mean, not that there's anything necessarily inherently wrong with my... Although they are very old and quite worn. But they're still usable, you know. I've had them for many, many, many years. And I've still got a bunch of them up here that's never been used. So you see, I've got a bunch of them up here. So it's not like I'm desperate for brushes. It's just that I wanted a really skinny brush, and the skinny brushes that I've got, they're not very good anymore. They're really not, because they're so tiny. I can't seem to find it at this. Oh, there! In fact, it's right in front of me. Look, there it is. You see, a little fine brush like that. I wanted to get a fine brush, and they're only about a couple of quid. Do you know what I mean? About £2 to £3, depending on which make you get and what kind of hair the brush is made from, and so on. But anyway, again, there's nothing inherently wrong with these necessarily. It's just that the bristles are getting a little bit... That one's not too bad still, actually. Anyway, so that's what I got. And then, of course, I got my canvas. This is going to be awkward trying to open this. Hang on. Right. Give me a second, guys. Ta-da! So there we go, folks. So this is a Winsor & Newton. Like I said, Winsor & Newton and Della & Rowney are the two major art manufacturers of art materials, basically, and they're considered to be top quality. So this was... How much was this again? That one, I can't see it. My eyes are so bad now. So let's call it £10 essentially. So that was £10 for that. I think when I'm painting it, it's going to be that way. It's going to be oblong. Well, it is oblong, but I mean, yeah, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so that's canvas stretched onto like cardboard, essentially. And I say cardboard, not like a cardboard box, or hardboard if you like, or some very, very hard card. You can see it's still very flexible. Do you know what I mean? It's still... That makes a good sound, doesn't it? But anyway, yeah, so... yeah. Not 100% what's going on there yet. Little ideas popping and bubbling around. See, because what I've been doing just lately, I mean, this one here, for instance, that one, you remember that painting I was doing of me, and I called it Dark Tunnel or something, or Dark whatever, Dark Path or something, or whatever the heck I called it? That's underneath that. Because a lot of artists, especially when you're struggling as an artist, particularly if you're not making any money, or you've got very little money. Artists, what we tend to do is we tend to cannibalise other canvases, depending on what's on them. I mean, if it's a piece that we really love and we don't, what's the name, then obviously we're not going to. But if it's a piece of artwork that we've done and we really don't like it and we don't think it's worth that much, and like I say, when I say worth, I'm not really talking necessarily in monetary terms. When I say worth, I mean worth to the individual artist themselves, in the sense of like, how much work did I put in? Am I really happy with the piece? What does it mean to me? How attached am I to it? You know, stuff like that. And you know, like I said, I wasn't really happy with that particular piece anyway. So, and I needed to paint at that point. And the only other canvas I've got is in here, or out here, I should say, I guess, is this one here. This was given to me by a fellow artist. He gave me about 3 or 4 of these, actually. That's a self-portrait, by the way. I've done a few of those. But yeah, so that was the other piece of canvas. That's the only other blank canvas I've got. I love painting on canvas, actually. I much prefer to paint on canvas than on canvas board or any other kind of canvas, to be quite honest. I much prefer actual real live, because to me it is alive. It's like, I mean, look, you push that. You shouldn't really touch paintings like that one. Really, you can damage them. But I'm a very tactile person as well, like I said, and so I like to see. Look, I love doing this. Look, I'm shaking his hand. Hello, how do you do? How are you? That still feels very sticky. That's really weird. It's because it's a rubber glove, you see, and it's acrylic paint, and yeah. It's funny how that feels tacky still after all this time. Yeah, I smashed its face in as well, by the way. I punched it very hard. Luckily, I managed to, you know, it's not done it any great harm. Oh, I don't know why I mentioned that. Anyway, so, but yeah, I love canvas. I love painting on canvas because it feels, to me, it's like organic. It's like, you know, when you press on it and when you're painting, the canvas is bouncing backwards and forwards. I love that. I don't know why. We're all weird. We're all very weird. I guess people and artists in particular, I guess. Very strange breed, if you like. So I don't know if that makes any sense to some people. It may do, it may not do, but I like the fact that the canvas, you know, has that bounce in it when you're painting, when you're actually, and especially if you do it with palette knife particularly, because when you're hitting that canvas with the palette knife and you're really scraping away and the thing's bouncing backwards and forwards on you, and for some reason that just, I don't know why I like that, I just do. But yeah, so, oh boy, so I had a really good day. Enjoyed going to Angel. I would have liked to have spent a little bit more time there, but like I said, I mean, the thing is that it's so windy out there, and anyway, I guess you'll notice on the other videos. I'm going to just post this one straight up, so essentially you're getting a heads up of the videos to come. Like I say, I've been to Angel to get my art equipment. I was like going to put this with those videos, but I'm kind of thinking now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this one single video for the time being. But yeah, kind of run out of what else to say right now. Yeah, I'm sure there was, as usual, stuff I was going to say, and now it's kind of gone out of my head. Ooh, it's really hot in here, actually, for once. Flipping heck, it's really hot in here. Right, okay, so Sorry folks, I don't know why all of a sudden I kind of feel spotty. Listen, I've never heard him breathe like that before. Well, I'm assuming he's okay. Alright son, never heard you breathe like that before. You could hear him breathing. I don't know if the camera picked that up then, but it was like a bit, like his breathing was a little bit laboured almost. I mean, he seems fine in himself. You know, there's nothing wrong with him as far as I can tell. I just never heard him breathe like that before. Because I kept on hearing this little noise. As I was talking to you guys, I kept on hearing this noise. I'm thinking, what the heck's that noise? And I couldn't tell where it's coming from at first, and then suddenly realised it was coming from Spotty. Like I say, he seems fine. Anyway, I'll keep an eye on him though, just in case, but yeah. Right, yeah, okay. That's another little piece that I love. I've got a bunch. Oh, that's another point actually. I do have other canvases, but these tiny little squares. I really like that. I did that, by the way, just to let you know. But it's a copy of a very famous painting, but a very small piece of a famous painting by Toulouse-Lautrec, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Toulouse-Lautrec. Flipping out, get your tongue around that one. Toulouse-Lautrec. I think it's him, but I must admit I'm not 100% certain. I'll have to Google it and check it. But for some reason I think it's Toulouse-Lautrec, if I pronounce that right. And it's it's at one of those famous Paris dancing clubs back in the 1900s or whatever, and he painted this barmaid and she stood in front of the bar. There's a mirror behind her. It's a very well-known painting, at least in the art world. I don't know in terms of the public necessarily, but it's a very, very famous piece of work. And I copied that from a picture of it in a book, and I just loved the way the glass was sat, with a little rose sat in the glass with a bit of water, and that was my little version of it. I really like that piece. Interesting, because it's a tiny piece, and I like to do big, as you can tell. Generally, I'd love to. There was a piece of canvas. Like I said, it was like 30. I was trying to say this in the video, but you'll see anyway. Want to get some art materials, relatively cheap. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of those canvases were pretty expensive, to be quite honest. And anyway, the thing is that, like, you know, there was one I was looking at, like, one's like 30 odd quid. It might not sound expensive, but obviously when they haven't got a lot of money anyway, so I mean, it is. Well, if the wind allows it. It's so windy out there today. But there's this piece of canvas. It's about 38 quid or something. I can't remember exactly, but 30 odd quid anyway. But it was massive, bigger than that. I'm sure. In fact, I'm almost certain it was bigger than that piece. I'm almost certain it was bigger than that. I think. Again, I'm not 100%. But anyway, the thing is that this piece of canvas, it was more about practicality and getting it home, travelling on the tube, trying to get it down in the tube and what have you, and with the wind, like I said, the wind's blowing all over the place. Even just carrying that thing, it was blowing me all over. I thought I was going to take off at one point. I thought I'm going to be flying in the air. I'm going to be flying home next with this piece of canvas board. But the thing is that this piece of canvas, and I thought to myself, wow, it's a little bit pricey and a bit more than I wanted to pay, because one of these canvases, and I can't tell you which one it was. It might have been one of these. I don't know if it was that one. There's others that have sold since, but there's a piece of canvas that size that I one day walked into. There's another art shop in Camberwell, where I've been many times before. I've even done a video about that place, and I went in there one day and it was 10 quid. I couldn't believe it. That's why I bought it there and then. 10 quid for a canvas that size. Going A.K.A. canvas that size or slightly bigger is going to cost you nearly 35, 34 quid, whatever it was. Yeah, 30 odd pound, right? Bigger than that, we're talking 50 odd quid. Yeah, £50 for a bigger one than that. So you can imagine when I walked into that art shop in Camberwell and I saw a piece of canvas that size for £10, I'm like, have they gone mad? Have they lost the plot? Has somebody put the wrong price tag on there or what? I thought, right, I'm having it, and I bought it, and it was 10 quid. Do you know what I mean? And that was incredible because, you, like I say, you wouldn't normally get a piece of canvas like that, properly stretched and sized and everything. Do you know what I mean? For 10 quid, especially these days. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, so anyway, I wanted to get this piece of canvas because I would love to do a piece of canvas the size of my bedroom wall. I mean, literally. Now, you might say, well, why don't you just paint a mural on the wall? But, you know, I did think about that. And I kind of half attempted it in the bathroom with disastrous results. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. I'm ashamed to show it you. I was going to do one on there. That's disastrous. Oh, boy. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd rather paint on a piece of canvas. That's another reason why I did the walls the way I did the walls in here. For a kind of similar reason, because... But it's also, like I've said many times before, I'm visually greedy. That's why how I express it. I'm visually greedy. That's why my house is always... Generally, it's got so much stuff on the walls and stuff. Because I hate looking at blank walls. Blank walls would drive me nuts. Do you know what I mean? I want something to look at, you know? And I love being visually stimulated. And again, it goes back to being an artist. I love to be visually stimulated. I love seeing new things. And so every now and again, I'll change all this lot. I'll rearrange it. This room, just this room alone. Maybe I should have documented it from the start. I don't know, but if I'd made a documentation of this, either by video or photograph or both, you will have seen how much this room has changed. In fact, in some of my early videos, you can see the differences and how much this room... My computer used to be in here for a start off. And that desk that's out there used to be in here. You know, so this room and the pictures on the walls has constantly changed. And the living room to some extent, but a lesser extent. But even the living room, you know, I do change it around. Not like, you know, once a month or something like that, but, you know, every couple of years maybe or something, whatever. Or sometimes it depends. It really depends. But, anyway, I think I've rabbited on way too much. Because, like I said, I wanted to make just a single video. I decided... Sorry, I don't know if you guys have seen some of my other work. That's one of my Bob Marleys. The last Bob Marley I own now. I've sold all my other Bob Marleys. That's the last one. It's the last one I own. But, yeah. Anywho. Yeah. I love that, by the way. Grow your own dope. Plant a man. I don't know if you guys remember the other one I had. The other one where it says, like, I'm not bossy. I've just got better ideas. I thought that was really cute, though. Right, okay, folks. So for the time being, from my Pret project, I'll catch you guys. I'm trying to keep me and that in the frame. So for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Hi folks, so come to Angel today. Need to get some white paint, like I said, and there's a place just down here called A.K.A. Okay folks, so this is A.K.A. This is the place I was telling you about, and like I say, I have vlogged here before. I'm going to try and vlog inside actually, but I'll have to see how that goes. So here we are. The System 3 is quite... That was a big one as well, that one there. That was 15 quid. Okay folks, so I'm just checking out the canvases now. And I think I might get some canvas board. Yeah. They've got their own little gallery space. I do highly recommend coming here though. A.K.A. Art. It's got 3 floors, and this is the crafts department. Hi folks, so just wanted to, like I say, I'm trying to show you a little bit of Angel, because like I said, you know, this is a pretty cool place. This is like a shopping centre area. This has got to be one of the longest escalators I have ever known on the whole tube system. This escalator is so disorientating when you're going up it, particularly. Not so much going down it, but when you're going up it, it's like almost like vertigo. I mean, it's got to be one of the longest I've ever been on in the tube system. I mean, it's huge, man.